Hey y'all, this is for my sisters. It is perfectly fine to leave a toxic relationship, okay? You are not obligated to stay in a relationship that is not serving you. You do not have to prove your love, okay? Along the self love journey and becoming free, there's a level of acknowledgement, right? Of knowing that your intrinsic worth and your value is not stored up and just not in a relationship, right? Isn't a relationship that is cultivated within yourself, right? And so the healthier that you are and you have a better relationship with yourself is the truest way to really have that same energy projected outward in a external relationship with you when you develop that with yourself. No person that cares about you should be exposing your business, putting hands on you, telling you that you're less than, sleeping around on you, doing things to you, and you're just accepting it just because you want to say that you're in a relationship. This is not what your skill sets and what you're here for and what you're capable of doing is way more transcendental and powerful than just what you can bring and put forth by having just one single monogamous relationship. Your energy can transform this whole entire planet. All of us combined together, putting out love, can transform this whole entire planet. And it is not up to you to heal these men, okay? It's not up to you to heal these men. It's up to you to heal yourself and show them how to heal themselves. And if they cannot do that, then guess what? We all have to transition, and we will just do it at the pace on which we love ourselves. You feel what I'm saying? Take care of yourself. Take care of your mental health. Take care of your mental health. Your health is your wealth, right? Your mental being is everything. And you deserve to be here. You deserve to be loved. You deserve to have such a loving relationship, right? But it sounds easier said than done. But it can be done, right? It just takes and requires you just to pull back a little bit so that you can receive more. Okay? Because at the end of the day, so sorry to the sister that had recently lost her life on Facebook Live due to being in a toxic relationship. I myself have been in a few toxic relationships, not to any which I am proud of, but actually to have been able to be a voice to come on here and to tell you that you're not alone. There is life after a relationship, and honestly, do not ignore the red flag. This guy said so many times, I would kill you. I would unalive you. I would do this to you, right? And it's I've been in situations where men have told me that. And then, as when they said, oh, yeah, get about my face or do this and that and the third, I didn't listen because I really had in my head, you're not going to put your hands on me because I never would do that to anybody, right? Because my words, I just felt like my words are my words. I didn't realize how powerful my words were and how people cared about what I said about them, how they cared about how I thought about them, the story and the versions that they wanted me to share about these people and whatever the case is, because your beauty, your energy, and everything about you is a currency, okay? There is nothing here that is not free, that did not come with a cost or a price. Creating you and building you and making you God, it took everything from the soul of your ancestors to your parents to make you be here, okay? So you deserve to be here and to live your life abundantly. Whatever God gave to you, no man should be able to take away. And I think that it's just time that we just come back and to ourselves and realize it's okay to know that you need help, and it's okay to know that you need to be alone so that you could really go into the life that you want. Because there are so many women that had quote unquote failed relationships. Well, nothing failed if they learned from them, okay? Women were able to go back into loving relationships after having children. They were able to go back into loving relationships if they were married or not married, okay? It really is a frequency. It really is a thing when it comes to what you truly want, and are you going to align to that? You might not be necessarily ready to want to align to a full committed relationship and stuff like that. Maybe you just want to date. Maybe you just want to explore yourself, and there's nothing wrong with that. In this day and age, there's so many things that people are trying to make black and white, but the things that should be black and white, we should know better not to do when it comes to other domestic violence, when it comes to the dealer and other people. All of a sudden we have brain fog and memory loss, and we don't want to hold people accountable when we know right is right and wrong is wrong. I don't need to hear or to continue to. We live in a society that they want us to show all of this evidence, right? But knowing that depending on your ethnic background and who you are as a person, your voice will not be heard, your story will not be told, and your pain will not have been felt. It will be washed away. It will be wiped away, because we're living in a society where people are trying to get everything for nothing and trying to put in nothing for everything. And my whole thing is that at some point, if you got to come to a level of self-awareness to be it is okay to know that, okay, I got something. I was not in a healthy relationship. I needed to get what I needed to get from this lesson. I need to move on accordingly, right? I think that this is why it's important to have sister circles. This is why it's important to have even men's circles, so that when people tell their stories and their testimonies, they could be leveled out. They could be around people who they might have similar alignments with and stuff like that, where they could actually help guide them on what not to do or who not to be as a person. But if you see that when you come into somebody's life and then you enter into their life and you continue to realize that you're not bringing out the best in them, you're bringing out the worst in them, and at the end of the day, there's nobody to hold them accountable, their family, their friends, nobody, they probably even got no family or friends. It's about time to bounce. You feel what I'm saying? Because like I said, at the end of the day, you cannot heal that person more than they want to heal themselves, and vice versa when it comes to you, right? So it's like, you have to be just as proactive in your own healing. You need to be in therapy every day. Every time you want to trigger an argument with this man, you need to probably call up your therapist. Like, it's about time that you take your walks and you start to shake that ass and start to dance it out and you start to cry it out and you start to really release your emotions, right? Instead of giving it to that partner to think that they're going to change, they're not going to change. You're just tolerating and keeping up an expiration date or something that already expired. And anybody that knows that anything that's past this expiration date, it will make you sick, period. There are certain windows where you can have a food or whatever the case is for 7 days. After that 7 days, that's up to you at your own risk. And if you get sick, hey, that's your own personal liability, right? Because you decided to eat that food, okay? And it's similar to when it comes to people. You have the ability to take in and digest what it is that you want to do with anybody and what you want to tolerate with anybody. And if somebody, and it's okay, like sometimes a relationship, it is there to show you that you still got more work to do in your healing. However, cut it off before it gets toxic, because at the end of the day, like I said, if you have so much more to offer to yourself personally by learning that relationship or what kind of relationships or what kind of people or what kind of energy that they say and speak and how you can analyze them or analyze these patterns of behavior, how that's way more valuable so that you don't have to enter into any type of relationship that does not make you feel comfortable at all. It is never okay for people to put hands on each other. It's never okay for people to talk down on each other. Never okay for your partner to be your biggest hater. It's never okay for you to hate on yourself that much that you want to hate on your partner, period. It goes for both people, okay? Because that's exactly what be happening. A lot of times, a lot of people get jealous at the fact that, oh my God, this is a woman. Oh my God, this is a man. And you want to do what people want to do. You can't do what people want to do. You got to do what you need to do for you and see what works for you. The age of the toxicity and the age of the lack of accountability is over. I don't want to hear nothing about no accountability or nothing. If you can't really be honest and you can't be 100, you can't be real about your own demons and stuff like that, then you're clearly controlled by the demon of pride. You feel what I'm saying? Like, these are certain things that we have to understand and overstand, all right? Because in this day and age, we don't got time to be chit-chattering and hollering, right? Because, like, this could really cost you your whole entire existence. And you can't relearn a lesson if you're not here to learn it, okay? So please do me, yourself, and your community a favor. Please leave these relationships so that we could continue have the opportunity to rebuild in a healthy way. It really do break my heart to see people going through this, and even the things that I went through, and then knowing that this is such a toxic pattern that nobody wants to talk about. But like, I'm like, so like, I am just so ready to talk about it. Like, we're going to end these demonic entities that show up in different forms, okay? Because it just travels, and it's about time that we just stay woke and stay vigilant, okay? Because we have the power to control our lower self. You know what I'm saying? And anything that brings us to a point of being broken and stuff like that, where we don't know who we are as a people, we have to leave, bounce. And it's okay to repivot and rediscover yourself again. But it's not okay to stay in something that does not want you, and you clearly do not want it, and it's rejecting you. And what's rejecting you is rejecting it, and vice versa, okay? You are worthy. You are worthy of love. You are worthy of the highest form of love, okay? And you could receive that. You can definitely receive that, okay? Take a step at a time. Reevaluate and go around people that love you. Stay blessed.